Well, the headline is shocking, and it is one of the stories you've been clicking on the most. Sex offenders could be forced to have chemical castration in Alabama. But you may not know, Texas has a similar law. Lauren Tallarico live near the Galleria tonight with what's going on in Alabama and how it compares to Texas. Lauren?
Well, Len, the laws are different from each other. In Texas, it's voluntary for one, unlike Alabama, where those castrations would be mandatory for certain offenders. But they both have a lot of people talking, many in favor of this physical punishment and others downright against it.
The Alabama bill is called HB 379.
They should be marked for life.
Representative Steve Hurst introduced it.
Maybe now we can do something that can protect these children.
The bill would only apply to a child molester over 21 years old convicted of sexually assaulting a child under 13. Before getting out of jail, the inmate must be chemically castrated, given injections or oral medications, and would continue those meds every month until a judge says stop. Then castration would reverse.
All we're trying to do, we're just trying to fix it to where that some small child is not molested.
But the ACLU says it's cruel and unusual punishment and plan to fight it.
They're going to challenge it under the 8th Amendment of the United States Constitution.
In 1997, Texas lawmakers passed a bill regarding surgical castration for child sex offenders, which is voluntary and permanent, unlike Alabama's. It's something that former David Wayne Jones had done. In 1991, he pled guilty to molesting 40 children when he worked at a YMCA in Dallas. But doctors say castration of any kind doesn't mean a person can't have sex. It just decreases their desire to do so. Critics point to that as a reason it might not work, along with the fact pedophilia is considered a mental disorder, so it's not only physical.
In total, 8 states allow for chemical or surgical castration. If the governor of Alabama signs it, Alabama would become state number 9. Len, Mia, back to you.
Quite a story. Thanks for laying it out for us.